Good to go. Um, after watching the tape, a lot of good things. A couple things definitely to clean up, but just I think what stood out, secondary challenging throughout the night. I mean, they threw the ball so many times. Rajon Wright, Jaden Grant, Alex Austin, Katan Oladapo, Skylar Thomas getting in the game and doing some good stuff. Coop coming up with another interception. Got some pass breakup that those guys played really well, and we were going to need to. The way the quarterback can extend the play, those guys challenged throughout the night, made a big difference. Special teams wise, really happy with Dylan Black. Didn't practice really much throughout the week. Kind of confirmed he was going to snap during pregame, snapped it great. And Luke had a big night punting the ball. Josiah Irish made a bunch of plays on special teams. Offensively, Damien has the big game. O-line in the run game was pleased with how they were able to block that because that's a good defensive front. And then we transition. New opponent, new life. Got a nice win last week. Colorado playing with a bunch of energy. They got some good players, schematics, just like week in and week out. Sound, solid, can present some challenges. We're definitely looking forward to be back at home, though, and play in front of a great crowd in Beaver Nation again. And so we're back to work.
We might as well start with the quarterback. What chance is he cleared? Not cleared?
Not cleared yet. Optimistic at some point he's going to be, but currently not cleared.
At this point, because you got a bye week coming up and Ben's got a couple of games under his belt, do you just pretty much think you're going with Ben on Saturday, and then let's see how the bye week goes?
Right. Well, we're definitely going to prepare with the guys that are available, and Ben's that. Hadn't put a lot of thought into, well, if Chance gets back, we got a bye coming type thinking. By the end of the week, who's available and who gives us the best chance to score.
What did you like and didn't like about the way Ben played Saturday?
Well, didn't like the way he was protected. They presented some problems. I mean, he's back there, and it's not all against blitz. They got a bunch of guys in his lap, throwing the ball a little sooner than he wanted. So we got to protect him better. He throws the one interception on third down and long, not ideal. Lack of coverage recognition, and he's getting hit. So that was his one kind of error. I thought the guys made some plays for him. He did a great job on the action game, getting the ball out. Valiant has nice catches and stuff. Run game got us in and out of the correct looks. So a lot to like there. Has the one turnover, but again, it was third and long, and you're never wanting to turn the ball over, but we're probably punting anyways.
You've been going with three backs, and that was kind of the plan coming out of camp, but you didn't make it sound like that was a forever deal. Has Damien Martinez done enough to earn maybe more of a run among those three?
He's earned more carries. The last 2 weeks has done a really good job. I look at some of these games. I mean, Jam had a couple good games as well. Fenwick's been pretty consistent. So, pecking order, how many carries, I still think we get into games and kind of see who has the hot hand.
What convinced you to go play Jack Belling more? What did you see out of him in camp and early in practices that made you think he's a freshman that needs some time?
I think Jack Belling starts with his mindset. The guy is sharp, understands the concept, learned this offense pretty quickly, instinctive in the pass game to be able to separate, good hands, athletic, can change his body position because not every ball he caught. Think about the first drive down toward the red zone, just his body to make a nice catch. It's definitely helped in regards to his opportunities that Luke's not playing currently. And he's just gotten better and better, and he's proven it in the games. He's made some big catches, and so the more you do that, the more balls are going to come your way.
Is there any concern that with a team that has one win on the season coming to town the week before the bye week that guys might mentally start the bye week a little early?
I wouldn't describe it as concern. I'm confident that our guys' approach will stay consistent. I think I'm confident that these guys are aware that you got to go earn wins. And so, look, I think they'll prepare well, excited to be back home, opportunity to play against an opponent that has proven can win Pac-12 games.
Defensive line work is kind of anonymous work. How did you feel about the way that they performed on Saturday against Washington State?
Yeah, they did a good job because, again, that guy could extend. We weren't blitzing every snap, so we're asking those guys to get home. James Rawls had a really good game, active, running to the ball, getting in the backfield. Sione, we actually asked him to play a little bit more inside, which was new. and did a good job of doing that because did anticipate them throwing that, and he did a better job of pressuring the quarterback. So we're pleased with kind of the work they're getting done, and oftentimes it goes unnoticed.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about this after the game on Saturday night, but there was a moment there where they recognized Mike, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on him and what he meant to the program and that event on Saturday night.
Yeah, well deserved. Great guy, great player. I was actually played with Mike. He was a little bit younger than me, going through his redshirt year when I was older, and came on the stage and had a huge career. I appreciate Oregon State recognizing the guy, going to the Hall of Fame, because he definitely deserves it.
Well, and for yourself, for Mike, for others who come here as a walk-on and then go
Yeah.
and win high awards, that doesn't happen very often.
No, not his story. I mean, his story is great. He did come in and walk on, earned it, redshirted. That's really what I was around him a bunch. And he did. He just kept on going, had some real talent, and seized every opportunity that he earned.
Do you have a injury update on some of these guys, Hayes and Kyrie Fisher? Was he hurt or he was out?
He just typical kind of bumps and bruises type thing, not long term. Hayes, I think he's got a chance to be back and cleared this week. We'll see how his leg kind of responds to getting some work during the week. Joe Golden's getting closer, potential. No Musgrave and no Trey Lowe.
And having Velling be such a big part, come through big and be such a big part from the tight end position, which is something you really didn't have for the 2 weeks prior. How much of that of a boost to your offense and what you want to get done is that position catching some stuff over the middle?
Yeah, it's nice to have another target or two, and again, Coletto's got a catch, and Overman's got a catch at that position with the kind of the H-back wide position. A little bit is dictated too by the opponent you're playing, the schemes you're trying to run. We knew it probably going to be a lighter amount of attempts for the receiver thing, but they made a few plays. Anthony Gould was huge, so you want to have a complement to be able to receiver, tight end, backs, everybody touching the ball.
You've mentioned every time the home field advantage that Reser Stadium has during your time here. Is this year the best home crowd that you maybe have experienced? I mean, every time the gates open, like just on Saturday, they're all running in, filing in. Is this the best student section you've had?
I think from the start, the pregame atmosphere of it, an hour early, I think that matters too for an opponent to come in and have to go all their warm-ups, and our students are there and have the energy and going. So that part has been great. I felt like last year, definitely our home crowd throughout the game has been a factor in the game.
What caused you to go kind of more of a conservative offensive plan against Washington State?
Well, it came across conservative. We're going to run the ball. We wanted to action pass and take some shots down the field. We were having struggled protecting them. And so we did way less of that after we did, take a couple sacks or had to throw the ball away. And so that changed a little bit of the dynamic of the ball going way down the field. The first drive of the game, pounded it, moved it, had to go on fourth down, got it. So I think that's aggressive play. So I don't think it was ultra conservative. But then you get into the second half, you got a 2-score lead. Some of those action passes that were there on tape, we dodged those just in regards to protection.
Can you see the way you played against, not that you're not going to take shots downfield on occasion, but can you see this being the offense kind of the rest of the way, really lean on your running game, lean on your defense?
Yeah.
Because you really haven't really established I guess, quote unquote identity this year. Maybe is that maybe what you are?
Well, I think we want to run the ball. We want to have some balance. Again, identifying week in and week out the opponent is going to be a little bit different and what their strengths versus ways we think we can attack them. So if we play an opponent that we feel like we can put the ball up 25, 30, 35 times, we're not going to be shy to do it, but still trying to hold on to some balance.
You picked Rajon Wright as your defensive player of the week. Is it just a matter of they just don't throw his way because he's got the guy locked down?
They threw a couple times, tested him. Really, he took his game to another level, I thought, and tackling, playing it physical, not just about pass breakups. like even the fourth down tip that Coop intercepts, I mean, Rajon is driving on that. Even if the guy catches it, he's going to be short of the fourth down. Like, he played really physical and contested. And he wasn't alone. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the secondary really had a really good game on tackling, coverage, plastering when the quarterback extended it, the whole thing.
Well, I was curious about it because I just, it seemed like Jaden was around everything on Saturday. And not that he isn't a lot of times, but it seemed like even more so.
He had a
was-
good game.
He was engaged.
He did.
in pretty much everything.
Physical tackling, sacking the quarterback, coverage. He had a really good game too.
The Colorado question came up about, whether, they have your attention. Doesn't last year do enough? I mean, that
Yeah,
alone.
last year doesn't dictate anything on this year, but we sure learned from last year. And I think the record was pretty similar last year of us sitting at 5-2.
Coach, on Colorado, they held Cal to 50 yards rushing after they'd been gashed quite a bit, but what did you see happening with that defense?
Energy. Yeah, the schematics, they might have tweaked a few things with new kind of leadership on that side. But they were energy, they were tackling well. You could see the confidence throughout the game. They got a few stops and the ball came their way, and then it just compounded on itself, and they just battled really past 60 minutes to win the thing in overtime.
On Ben's game, the touchdown pass, the great catch by Anthony Gould, what did you see on that when you look back at that on tape? What was kind of the design on that?
Yeah, exactly, the design. Big time catch is what I saw, because it's not ideal. We've got 3 of our own eligible receivers within 5 yards. That's not quite how you design it. And again, we got to tighten up some detail on the route. But sometimes you need guys to make plays for you, and sure did. Go up, high pointing the ball, staying in bounds in the end zone, big time play.
So the throw itself, because of where Ben put it, you're okay with that?
The throw, the decision, first down, I believe it was. Again, you got to trust your guys sometimes. The throw was pretty accurate where he put it, and Ant going. And you catch a couple breaks, and guys make plays.
On Coletto's second touchdown, Jam Griffin had a great block on their great linebacker, Henley.
Yeah.
So what about that play, that part of that play for Jam and the other backs and their blocking
Yeah,
ability?
I appreciate that out of our backs because, we're giving the ball to Coletto. These guys didn't come here to be a lead back, and they're doing their part, being selfless. Because, again, Coletto's effective, and every part of the back's game is not all about just how they carry it. It's protecting the quarterback, getting out on routes, not oftentimes not getting the ball on routes, but they're pulling coverage. And so that was a great example by Jam. Thanks, guys.